Hi, everybody. We're back, and this time we have Mary Dunn, who's an illustrator. Mary, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mary Dunn. How are you? How's it going?
Good. Do you want to talk about when you started drawing and what influenced you to get into the arts?
Well, I actually remember drawing in second grade. I felt at that time I thought I was okay, for a second grader. We had an assignment to draw a bird, and I drew a cardinal, and it seemed like everybody thought that I traced it or I cheated on it, but I drew it freehand and it was really nice. So I always liked to draw. And then as I got older, my dad had a friend from the railroad, and he was very talented. He was a musician. He also was an artist, and he had shown me this book, Fun with the Pencil by Andrew Loomis, and then that's where I started really drawing funny faces and things like that. So that's kind of where my start was. And then I got into a little bit of oil painting. My first oil painting was at age 11. But back then, it was kind of hard to get supplies and things because my dad was the only person that was working. So, and it was expensive even back then. I mean, art is not a cheap hobby. So, and I probably have $1 million worth of stuff. We won't tell Steve. Anyways, yeah, like you just it's very difficult. So as I got older then and I was working, I could afford to get those things. So
What made you decide to become an illustrator? And do you draw or paint other pictures besides just illustrations?
well, I really don't consider myself an illustrator. I'm more of like an artist, but I started illustrating when both my girls wrote books. The first book was Natalie Bellin, The Many Colors of Natalie, where I did like pointillism in that book.
Mhm.
And then when Nicole, you wrote these books about a little boy, I started doing the illustrations in that. I first started because, like I said, I'm not an illustrator. I started working in acrylics with that. And I didn't like the way it came out in the book. It just didn't look clean to me. So as we progressed with the books, I started using an iPad, which really changed the look
Yeah.
of the way it printed out and everything.
Mhm.
But yes, I'm a acrylic person. I do a couple things in pastels once in a while. As a matter of fact,
Well,
I'm going to be working in something.
this
Yes,
painting right here
yes,
is one of the ones you've done.
yes, yes. So yeah, I have a YouTube channel where I teach painting in acrylics, and then I'm going to try to do something in pastel I belong to this hop that every second Sunday we paint something for the month that contributes to that month. Like last month, it was turtles for me. Excuse me. And I painted a turtle. So this month it's going to be a little something different. And I think I'm going to try pastel for it.
Oh, neat. What do you think the hardest challenges were in illustrating the books?
Uh, well, the challenge was trying to just make it look nice. Like you see a lot of illustrators and how they do things, and I'm still not there yet, but but that challenge of just getting it to look clean and not tacky looking and like when I was doing it from the acrylic side of it. Now some people can do acrylics and watercolor and they come out beautifully. But because I'm like self-taught, I really don't know their techniques.
Well, and I think the difference between our first book and our third book, you can really see a difference. Like the first
Mhm.
book, the lines weren't as sharp. And now that you're using the iPad, they're really clean lines.
Clean lines, yeah. So that was like a real eye opener for me. And as you opened your shop, I was looking at the different um, things that you have in there, and the latest book really looks nice on the prints and everything. So yeah, it
Yeah.
looks pretty nice. So it makes a big difference.
When do you find time to draw?
Well, I draw something every day if I can. I keep up with it. So every day I'm doing something. I'm now retired, fully retired, and I find a little bit more time doing something. So I try to, like I said, try to do something every day because you have to keep up your skills. It's like playing an instrument. You have to
Mhm.
practice. It just doesn't come natural.
Do you follow the same routine when you draw?
Um, no, no. A lot of it's intuitive. Like a lot of people will make thumbnails and go through all these processes, and maybe I should do that. I don't know, but I find that I feel that I do much better just intuitively, you know.
Mhm.
Uh I don't know if that's kind of like a gift. I don't know. When you're doing something like this. And then when I'm doing with the books, I mean, I'm reading what you have put there, and then I'm trying to,
Emulate it.
that's where, you have to like find things to, like I look on Pinterest, or I look on areas where there's free clip art, just to kind of get an idea of what something will look like. So that kind of inspires me.
You said you painted in acrylics and pastels. Do you draw in any other mediums?
Well, when I started doing all this, I started in oil. That's a little bit tougher because you can't constantly paint because you have to let some of those layers dry. Where acrylic, it dries quicker. So that's why I like that a little bit more. A lot of people have a struggle with acrylic. I know when I was teaching in different places like Michael's or, Packatans, I had students there that had come for like years and still couldn't get the hang of it. So it's something, like it's just something you have to get used to.
Mhm.
It's a lot different than an oil. But
Right.
yeah, like I have Alexander certificate, William Alexander certificate for oil painting, which is similar to Bob Ross. William Alexander actually started that technique, and Bob Ross just kind of swiped it away from him. So he got famous, and poor William got like sent to the back burner. But yeah, I have that. And then Wilson Bickford, a partner. I'm a Wilson Bickford partner. So that kind of gives me a little bit. And I've been in exhibits and things like that. Now I kind of just want to paint. I don't want to deal with all that anymore.
Mhm. Do you only paint when inspiration hits, or do you try to continuously do something?
I try to continuously do something. I find it's easier for me to do something that I like rather than something that I don't like. So I'll be inspired that way. Like with the turtle, uh, I like turtles, so that was fun for me. And I like animals, so that's always fun for me to draw. People are a little harder, so I stay away from that as much as I can, except for the cartoony things like that it's in the book and things. That's a little
Mhm.
different. But yeah, you have to. I find it easier, and I think most artists do find it easier to do something that they like
Mhm.
rather than something that they don't like. But it is a challenge that way. I just recently did an abstract, which was a little bit challenging for me because I'm not used to that. So yeah,
Right.
kind of just try to extend that a little bit.
And where can anybody find your artwork?
Well, I do have a website. I can give that link to you if you want that.
Yeah,
It'll
I
be
can post
over.
all your links below.
Yeah, you can find me there and on YouTube at Pittsburgh Artist Studio. You'll see me like show, teach painting there.
Hmm. Yeah, the boys love watching that.
Oh, it's like Bob Ross for them. Good for them. That's good. I'm surprised. Well, it's better than watching some of that other stuff that's on YouTube, right?
Mm. Do you have anything else you would like to share?
Well, let's see. I'm working on your next book, which is for hopefully will be done for Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
And then we'll be working on another book for the next holiday, which would be Christmas. But I don't know if I'm going to get that one done this year. We're going to try.
That
I
could
mean,
be
it's been a
next year.
little, yeah, it's been a little stressful. We threw in a book there with COVID, so that kind of like I focused on that for a while, and
Yeah.
sometimes you
Screw up
just
your
need a break.
timeline.
Yeah, need a little break from it. But I've been working on that a little here and there.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Oh, oh, it's
This has
my
been fun.
pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me. And
No.
if you can give me the link, I don't know where you're going to have this, but I'd like to share the link with my team build. That would be nice because we collaborate on different things, and this is sort of like a collaboration. So it'd be nice
Sure.
to share it.
Will do.
All
All
right.
right.
Thank
Bye.
you.